Hello, everyone, and welcome to DVC's Fall 2020 Welcome Day for Parents and Families. My name is Rosa Armendariz. My preferred pronouns are she, her, hers, and ella, and I'm the Dean of Student Engagement and Equity.
Hi everyone, my name is Kenyatta Tribble. My preferred pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I'm the Interim Senior Dean at the DVC San Ramon campus. We are excited for you to be here today and to hear about the next steps for you and your students as they embark upon their journey at the DVC campus. We're here today to share some knowledge and resources for your students to have a successful year at DVC, especially in an online environment. On this slide, you are seeing messages of welcome from our college community. We are eager to meet you and your students, and we would invite you to use hashtag WelcomeVikings2020 to post your messages through your social media to let us know who you are. Next slide, please. So on the next slide, we now invite you to hear from our president of the college, Susan Lamb, with a special message for you. Based on each of your internet speeds, the video quality may vary, but the sound should be fine. We will also have this video recording available for you today after today's session, and it'll be posted on our Welcome Day website at the end of the month. If you want to go back and review it at that time.
Hi, my name is Susan Lamb, and I'm the president of the college. I'd like to welcome you to Diablo Valley College. As a parent, I'm sure that you're wondering, is this the right choice for my son or daughter? I know that you're familiar with DVC being a good financial choice, but I want to let you know that DVC is also the best educational choice. Rather than your son or daughter.
Sorry about that. I'll restart the video.
Hi, my name is Susan Lamb, and I'm the president of the college. I'd like to welcome you to Diablo Valley College. As a parent, I'm sure that you're wondering, is this the right choice for my son or daughter? I know that you're familiar with DVC being a good financial choice, but I want to let you know that DVC is also the best educational choice. Rather than your son or daughter starting in a large lecture hall with maybe 100, 200, or sometimes up to 500 students, as they would at UC and CSU, with an instructor whose primary reason to be there is research, your son or daughter will be starting in a class of approximately 35 students, and in our lab classes, approximately 12 to 15 students, with individualized instruction from instructors who are there actually to help your student be successful. And many of our instructors also have doctorates. Their focus is primarily student success and helping students be successful regardless of the discipline. In fact, students that start at community colleges have higher GPAs and finish their four-year degrees at higher rates than those that start at the CSU or UC system. So I want to congratulate you on helping your son or daughter make the best financial and educational choice for their future. Welcome to Diablo Valley College.
Thank you, Susan, for that warm welcome.
I will now take a little bit of time to review the agenda that we have planned for this event and the opportunities for you to engage with us. First, we're going to review some of the facts and information about DVC. We'll provide a snapshot of our interest areas or majors. We'll provide some tips for you as parents of new college students, particularly in the online environment. We'll review student confidentiality, or FERPA, as it's often referred to. And then we'll have two presentations, one by financial aid with a time for question and answers, and one on transfer with question and answers as well at the end. Next slide. In order for you to engage, we also invite you to use the Q&A chat option at the bottom of your Zoom screen. You can type in questions throughout, and we have staff who are available to answer your questions and also make referrals if needed. And then, like I mentioned, at the end of each of the workshops, we will also have additional time for you to chime in with questions. Next slide.
So a little bit about Diablo Valley College. DVC is one college with two campuses, one in Pleasant Hill and one in San Ramon. We offer numerous degrees and certificate options, and we also are known for transfer. We're #1 transfer to UC Berkeley and UC Davis, #2 to all UCs. We're #2 to Cal State East Bay, #3 to San Francisco State University, and we're #1 in the state of California in awarding associate degrees for transfer. We also transfer over 400 students last year to private colleges and universities. Our faculty are exceptional and have been trained to produce excellent online education. Our students and instructional support services are here to support your students, and they are available online. We also have a vibrant student life with over 60 clubs. Next slide, please. So we know that starting college online can be a little bit stressful, and we are here to offer our support. On this slide, you will find some of our online services that are available to your student. The Academic Support Center, also known as ASK, is available for free tutoring and support services for our students. We also have a math lab on both campuses that's dedicated to assist students with math tutoring. We also have counseling. Our counselors have worked really hard last semester and over the summer to provide online services and a variety of technology tools, using a variety of technology tools for your students to meet their academic, personal, and even wellness counseling needs. We also have our admissions and records and our disability support services, as well as career and transfer and financial aid, which you'll hear more about later in this presentation. Next slide, please. So DVC is embarking on its 3rd year of the Educational Master Plan. A major component of this plan is to support our students throughout their educational experience. Based on several years of research, it's proven that students who receive guidance on their educational journey have greater success. DVC wants to provide this guidance to all of our students, especially those who have the greatest needs. One of our initiatives that we're implementing to help in this area is called interest areas. What are interest areas? In a nutshell, they are clusters of similar academic departments and majors designed to offer services to students with a specific career or academic area of interest. Now, we know students change their major, some several times. I know I did. However, students start college usually knowing what they want to do as far as a career, or at least what they like to do. Interest areas are here to help guide and support them in recommending courses that they may consider taking, inviting them to events and hosting activities to help them learn about the professions that they may be interested in, and to provide specialized instructional and support services to help them meet their needs. So we're sharing this with you today to inform your son or daughter. And on this slide, you will see the 5 interest areas that we have here at DVC. The first one is arts, language, and communication. Then we have information technology, business and economics, math and engineering, science and health, and social sciences. Next slide, please.
Sorry, I couldn't unmute myself. So, tips for parents of new college students. As you and your student transition into college, particularly during this unique time, we remind you that this is a time of change for you and your student. Remember to serve as a coach for your student, rather than trying to figure out all the problems and solve the problems for them. Empower them to make decisions and support them to explore new classes and topics and to get involved. One activity that we would like to highlight in terms of getting involved, and on the next slide. Oh. Sorry, I think I skipped a slide. So some of the additional tips for parents: don't pick classes for them. Rather, encourage them to meet with a counselor or tutoring services. Encourage them to connect with faculty, with their professors through office hours or to email them. Talk to them about what they're experiencing in school. Ask them questions about how things are going. And in this particular time when everything, for the most part, is online and remote, make sure that you have a dedicated place for them to study and encourage them to get involved. Next slide. One of the activities that we want to highlight that's coming up is our Fall Fest that is on October 5th through the 8th. And this is an activity that we encourage all students, but especially our new students, to participate in, to learn about clubs that they can become involved in, connect with our associated student body or student government, connect with student resources, and get information about how to start a club if they're interested in beginning something different. Next slide. And as we've noted earlier, time management in college is crucial. Many students feel that taking online courses will be easier or maybe a lighter load, but we want to emphasize today the importance of supporting your new college student to set a schedule. For each unit that a student is in class, they should be studying or doing classwork for 2 to 3 hours outside of class, in addition to the class time. And Ada, if we can move to the next slide, I'll show what that looks like. As noted in this sample schedule, that means that for a full-time schedule, or 14 units, as is noted in this case, a student is committed to school for about 42 hours a week. So a full-time schedule. And you also need to plan for additional time for work, if they're working maybe, for sleep, for meals, and for social and family time. Your role is to help them make smart choices about how to spend their time and support them. And often that is a challenge for parents because we want to find a solution for our students. So again, we want to emphasize that while this is a time of ambivalence and maybe questioning, this is also a time for your students to explore the interest areas, what they like, what they want to do, and also to learn skills around how to be successful and how to manage their time. Next slide. To help your students in the online setting, we recommend, again, that you have a dedicated space for them to study and a dedicated device for them to engage online. As we said, the majority of their courses will be online. This semester, DVC is offering a few resources if your student does need support. We have a technology loan program available, and the link is there if you would like to access it. Through the program, students can access free laptops, calculators, headphones, webcams, and Wi-Fi hotspots. I will note that the hotspots are limited and we have already run out at this point, but have ordered more. So your student can still put in the request and we should have those ready within 2 weeks. All of these are loaned to the student for the semester, and if they continue into the next semester, they can continue using it. Otherwise, they should return it to our loan program. We also want to note a few details about online instruction. If your student attended Welcome Day also, they heard a workshop on how to use our online platforms. What's important for you to know is that Canvas is the learning management system for DVC courses. This is where students will find all the information for their courses. Additionally, there are 2 Canvas badges that students can take, and we're recommending that they do that before the semester starts in order to learn how to use the Canvas tools. One is called the Canvas Expert, and one is the Online Success. And the student will earn a badge that goes on their Canvas profile, noting that they have taken that training session. Again, the link that is on this page notes all of those resources for the students. Next slide.
So as mentioned earlier by my colleague Rosa, we know that having a son or daughter starting college for the first time, especially online, is a major transition for the student as well as the parent. And unlike in the K-12 system, when parents have access to their students' records, this is not the case in post-secondary colleges and universities. Your students' grades, classes, and other educational information and records are confidential and protected by federal law, and that federal law is known as FERPA, which is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. Next slide, please. So FERPA was designed to protect students from having their information released to persons or institutions without their written consent. More details about FERPA can be found on the Admissions and Records website, along with the release of consent information form. Next slide, please. So as mentioned, you can definitely put questions in the chat, and we will have some individuals monitoring that throughout the session, and we will have a time to respond to those questions at the end of the session.